everyone. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear. And this time we have some legitimate info for the NX. Firstly, I'm just going to talk about the stuff that I don't care for. First off, fact that Zelda for the Wii U is being delayed for the NX to get a joint release with it. I mean, I'm not mad that it's going to be released on the NX, even though we still don't know what the hell the NX is or what the hell it does. I'm not mad that that's happening. Honestly, far from that. The only thing that annoys me is just that the Wii U version is being delayed. But it's probably obviously being delayed because either they were working on both versions of this game at the same time, or it's a thing for their fiscal year, and it'll make their fiscal year look much better in the very beginning of 2017 for their April 2017 to March 2018 fiscal year. It will probably make it look much, much better for them. And I can understand that possibility. I get that. Like, that's not really my thing per se, because I'm not exactly a business guy, but I mean, I've paid enough attention to get at least that much of an understanding. I really don't care for the way it was announced that its release date. I would have rather have learned about the console a bit first, but then again, that was a shareholder meeting. It wasn't necessarily for gamers or people like us or the guys that are listening to my channel and myself, guys and girls, because women do listen to me. I apologize. I don't mean to necessarily say you're all dudes, but yeah, I don't really care for the way it was brought up, but I kind of understand why it was, because so many people were hinging on 2016 release that they had to say something. They had to say something to let people know in general, okay, it's not coming out 2016. It'll be 2017. I was kind of in the 2017 camp, though I was thinking more like November 2017. But it looks like it's going to be tentatively March 2017. Could be pushed back a little bit. It could happen earlier. I don't know, but that's what they're shooting for, is March 2017. And it's supposed to be a global release, so it would make sense that they would have to wait a little while if they were going to be ready by November of this year for it. It would make sense that they would have to wait a little while so that they could get more units ready to be distributed. That would make a lot of sense. And to be leading off with a Zelda game, even though it is not a brand new, only on this platform Zelda game, because it will be on the Wii U as well, it is a good way to jumpstart the Wii U. Now, I don't know, not Wii U, the NX. I don't know what other games are going to be on it. But nobody does. That's about the only confirmed game we know is coming to the NX. Obviously, there's going to be a Mario. There may even be a Fire Emblem, because Fire Emblem is actually a major IP now for Nintendo. They could do that with so many other ones if they just pushed it enough, but hey, I mean, that's look, there's another thing that they could do with it, and they're not doing it. It's just my point. Just looking at things, I'm almost set that this is a hybrid console. I'm almost set that this is a hybrid home handheld console type of thing. It's almost set to me because of some of the wording that was used, and I'm almost set that it is a handheld home console hybrid thing, and it's just like, it's just like, if I don't have it in front of me, but just some of the wording that was used kind of tips my thought to that, and I'm for that. I'd be cool with that. Plus, they have their handheld and home divisions now in one building singularly, and they can all work together utilizing the same operating system, basically the same hardware setups. So it would make a lot of sense if that's what they were doing. I'm a little bit baffled, though, about the E3 plans of them saying it's just about Zelda. That doesn't make much sense. Why would you only make it just about Zelda? I mean, granted, They're probably just stepping completely away from E3 like a whole lot of other companies are doing now. Even though I do distinctly remember people jumping on the bandwagon and say, oh, Nintendo's dying, they're scared, they're running from E3. No, E3 just isn't as useful as it used to be. It's not as major a platform as it used to be when companies can basically open up a YouTube channel and do the exact same thing for themselves. They don't necessarily need E3 as much. There's so many other social media platforms out there that allow for them to get information spread very quickly. So they don't need to wait for the Electronic Entertainment Expo to be able to say something. They don't have to make a big planned out press conference for it. And that's just the way things are going now. I mean, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, I understand possibly that's what they're doing. Like they aren't talking about the NX at E3, which I'm also a little disappointed about that, because you would think that would be the appropriate time for it, but they might be doing, they like, obviously they're planning something that they're going to do on their own separately, and it might be the rebirth of Space World. It might be. It would be a welcomed return as far as I'm concerned, but we won't know exactly until things play out. So I'm I'm not gonna pretend I know everything. Hell, like the way they have planned for E3, I wouldn't have predicted it at all. No, and I've been pretty good at figuring out Nintendo somewhat. I've been very, very good at that. But yeah, that E3 thing caught me completely off guard. Another thing that I think is really becoming apparent, they're going to start doing some sort of animations, or they might jump into some sort of syndicated show of some kind. There was a statement about entertainment media that kind of piqued me onto that. But and it's not like they haven't been experimenting with that, with the Kid Icarus shorts, with the recent Star Fox Zero animation to promote the game, with the different character trailers for Smash. They've been experimenting with this stuff for quite a while, apparently. So to me, that's a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. I mean, I'm a little bit bummed out that there won't be like any really. There doesn't seem that there's really any more high-profile Nintendo games coming out for the Wii U. But again, that's kind of par for the course. It's the usual. Like, it's like one of those things where you're looking at like, I know you do this constantly, but I kind of don't want you to do this constantly. Like, I expect it, but it still disappoints me some. And that's just how it is. Sadly, that's how it is. I'm like, and I want to see what the NX is. I want to get an understanding of what it is. And from what it seems, Kimishima actually will be talking about the specs of this machine. So I'm kind of leaning towards it at this point. It might be x86. I don't know for sure, but it might actually be x86. Because Nintendo doesn't usually talk about specs. Like, they kind of shy away from that. So, I mean, though he's more of like a businessman, and he probably understands that from this point forward, gamers, even though they may not understand anything that these specs do or what it could mean for gaming, they want to know them. They want to know them. They're going to keep pestering about them. They're going to be up Nintendo's butt about them until they find out. So maybe it might actually be x86, because that would be, in simplest terms I can think of, that would be the easiest way to express to everybody else that, hey, we're giving you what you want. We're trying to give you what you want. And if they're going to talk about the specs, that kind of makes me think that they're probably going to go that way. I personally would prefer they didn't, because I don't want all of the machines to be identical to each other. I really don't. I don't want them to be identical, because that means that there's going to be less work put into these games, and there's going to be less checking to make sure everything's working properly. And that's something I really don't care for. I don't want that to happen. I really would like for everyone to have their own hardware, their own hardware that works for them and what they want for their games. But seeing that Sony and Microsoft don't have a whole lot of first-party stuff, I can understand why they would have identical machines. Not identical, but very similar machines. I can understand why they would, which I wish they didn't. I really want them to have more first-party stuff put out so that they can make more money off their software. But again, that's me personally. It's just how it is. Like, it's literally just me personally. That's my thoughts. I mean, this is a situation that Nintendo's put themselves in. I kind of can't predict what's going to happen. Like, I'll admit it. I can't semi predict what's going to happen. Even though I could probably give a couple good theories, I really can't necessarily say that I am 100% thinking they're going to go one way or the other. I feel like there's a lot at stake here for them. So they're going to make a lot of different moves that we probably wouldn't expect them to make. And they're kind of doing that right now. They definitely are kind of doing that right now. And it excites me at the same time it worries me. It worries me because I don't want them to become just like everyone else. But it excites me because I can see there's possibilities ahead that I don't know what they are. I have no inkling as to what they are. And it could be fun. It could be great. It could also suck, but I'm going to keep positive energy flowing and figure it will be a great thing. It'll probably be good. There's going to apparently be a Fire Emblem mobile game. Now, it's supposed to be a strategy RPG, so I'm going to assume that it's not going to be free to play. It's going to probably be one that you have to purchase, but it might be like a lesser scale Fire Emblem game. So, more or less, this is probably going to be a game to get people interested in the series who have not really played it, but not be like... It'll basically be like the easy mode of Fire Emblem as a game to itself. So people who aren't necessarily interested or people who are on the fence about it, this will be their way of getting a taste of what it is. And then if they really crave more, then hey, there'll be mainline Fire Emblem games that they can pick up on Nintendo hardware for them to play. I'm kind of interested in seeing what they do with it. I really want to see what they're going to come up with and what they're going to plan for, because it sounds interesting. It sounds pretty interesting to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it does. What the game is. There was another one. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't it was Animal Crossing. Now, if they could make like a game similar to Happy Home Designer for mobile, that would probably be a good thing. I don't know if they should necessarily try to make like a normal Animal Crossing game, but Happy Home Designer is a good basis. It's a good base to start from for an Animal Crossing game, and it could be cool. It could definitely be pretty cool. That could be free to play. I don't know, but it just depends on what they're doing with it. See, that's the thing. It really depends on what they're going to do with it. And then on top of that, it also begs the question: are they going to allow amiibo uses with mobile devices that have NFC? That would be something really interesting, and I kind of wonder if they're going to do that. Because amiibo have basically become a platform unto themselves. They don't have to depend on the hardware to be sold, because they're collectibles, and two, a lot of people just like Nintendo characters. But even if they don't necessarily like Nintendo's games, they have fond memories of some of these characters and are willing to purchase things that the characters are a part of. So, and I've said it before, there are people who do not own it, either the Wii U or the new 3DS, who are going out and buying amiibos for themselves just because they want to collect them. Nothing more, nothing else out of it. They just purely want to collect them. That's the only reason. Now, I would love for Nintendo to announce a Star Fox mobile game that's kind of like a augmented reality where it uses your phone as your R-wing, and like you can play with other people. If you might find this to be a stupid idea, I think it would be awesome. But like I said, use your phone or whatever, your tablet as your R-wing. You're logged in online, playing against other people, have upgradable parts and stuff like that, and like you're flying around shooting at each other. Like basically, you're using your phone is the portal into the game, and you see the game, like you see the game world, but you're interacting with other people and their mobile devices that are nearby by basically just trying to shoot them out of the sky. Like where you literally have to turn and aim and point at them with the camera of your phone and basically shoot their phone, and they'll get a buzz or something. And it's a working concept in my head, but it would be a cool thing for them to do. Like I would love to see that happen. And I've gone off the next thing. Point of this is that I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what it is. I want to see what Nintendo's planning and how they can change up gaming in different ways. And while I know people are saying they don't want gimmick controllers and all that BS, you don't want gimmicks. But everybody bought into the gimmick of of 8 cores and 8 gigs of RAM this generation for the PS4. They didn't buy into it so much for the Xbox One, but that's because that was basically because of the E3 2012. But not E3 2012, E3 2013, because it was right after the Wii U. It was after the Wii U had launched. They bought into better graphics and not much improved gameplay. Actually, in some cases, worse gameplay. So, like, if you went with that gimmick, I don't see how a different control style is really a gimmick when it's something that could make you more adaptive as a person, whereas gaming used to be highly adaptive. And it seems like more or less, the more people that get into gaming, the less adaptive of a structure it is. At least that's my own perception of things. I could just again be overthinking it. Maybe I'm in the wrong, being that I'm a gamer who's been playing for 27 years. I've played video games consistently throughout my life for 27 years. That's like a major achievement for some people for some reason. But I guess maybe it's just my old way of thinking that I like things to be different. I like there to be competition in different ways and not everybody competing for the exact same crap. I don't know. Maybe that's my problem. I guess I also want reasons to have to purchase everybody's stuff. I want reasons to purchase everyone's stuff. I don't want to have the situation where I'm literally saying right now, PS4 doesn't have very many games that I want that are only on it. Like a lot of them I can get on PS3. A lot of them I can get on Xbox One or a PC. Some of them I can get even on a Wii U. Like for me, that's not really a big thing. It really isn't. Oh, and I just kind of slid that in there. Yes, I do have an Xbox One now. I got a really, really good deal on it by getting it off of somebody who kind of needed to get rid of theirs. So I got it for pretty cheap. But hey, I got an Xbox One now. It was pretty much like new. So the only thing I didn't get was the games with it, but I had enough stuff on my account through Games with Gold that I can play on it right now. But I'll do a video about that separately another time. I've rambled enough for this particular one. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me, and until the next time, please enjoy your games. Peace out.